Hello. I'm Cupid, and today I thought, I don't know how to be a man, right? Maybe that's why I'm non-binary, because I'm just really fucking shit at being a man. And so I thought I would really, I would find ways to motivate myself. And by that I mean go to Instagram and find out what is inspiring men. Spoiler alert, it's, I don't, I don't think I could, adequately describe these pure pieces of wisdom I'm about to show you guys. I wore a flannel because I thought that that would make me look more manly, but this is also for my partner. So, I mean, men can like men. Girls can't like girls. Girls don't like girls.
Girls can't love girls. Girls can't love girls. Girls can't love girls.
My diva, my queen. Yeah, we're gonna look at some men's inspirational quotes and just, really sit with them and ponder. Does this resonate? Does this resonate? Let's find out. So our first post says, need motivation? Nobody stole your girl. She just chose someone better than you. Get back to work. And that's so funny to me because I'm imagining the get back to work. I'm imagining you just said this to your boss and he's like, wow, who gives a fuck? You just poured your heart to your boss. You're like, my wife left me. She took the kid. She took the dog. I am a shell of a man. This is just, it's really hard for me. And meanwhile, he's like, and what does that have to do with me? Get the hell back to work. Which is kind of funny. It's awful, right? Like, oh my God, but I will say, I will give it to this post. At least it's not bashing women, right? This is the bare minimum, surely, but I do suspect that a lot of these posts are going to be about women being, well, sluts. And I'm glad that at least in this one, we're like, hey, you know what? You're the problem. Because I do fear that that's not going to be a reoccurring theme. I do fear that we are gonna see a lot of misogyny. Crazy. But yeah, I really, I'm just picturing your boss, like, just going off on you and being like, I don't give a fuck. A tornado could have hit your house. Your mother could have fallen off a 20-story building. Your dad could be in rehab. And I still wouldn't give a fuck. I still would not give a fuck. And I really love that energy. I think more of us need to stop caring about others. That's something that I think more of us should do is stop caring about other people. Empathy, who's she? Never heard of her. Also, I do agree. I think that if you are at work and you show even an ounce of emotion, someone should fire a rocket launcher at your head. We should get on that, actually. Making work harder. It's not hard enough. And our next post says, be like villain, never chase a girl. And I do have to wonder, did we also not chase our English teacher? Did we not chase the classroom? Right? Because, I mean, firstly, this just isn't right. And usually I wouldn't make fun of this because maybe English isn't your first language. But this entire video is about me making fun of this. So really, what's off limits? Nothing, right? And anything's fair game. And I also just have to say, this doesn't make sense. This does not correlate. This is like me saying, be like a chef and do your taxes. Because where's the correlation? I just don't understand where we're kind of drawing these conclusions because I fear it just does not make sense. I fear that what's going on? Also, this isn't true. I can think of lots of villains who chase women. Bowser. Maybe just him. Jafar too, I guess, but those. But I mean, yeah, Bowser chases women quite frequently. That I think is a pretty big part of his character. So much so to where, honestly, I think Princess Peach needs to be like issuing some sort of restraining order. I don't know. Does the Mushroom Kingdom have like a court system? Because something needs to happen here. But yeah, what does that mean? Be like villain, don't chase girl. I'm really confused. Also, I thought you were supposed to chase women. I thought that, like, that was the thing, was that men are supposed to be masculine or whatever and, like, go after women. So if, like, the men aren't supposed to go after the women and the women aren't supposed to go after the women, who's supposed to go after who? Are the men supposed to go after the men and the women supposed to go after the women? Happy Pride. Mind you, it's May? When am I posting this? I think May. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't understand what, I'm just confused. I would like to know, and I would also like to offer this man get some sort of tutoring done, because I think that maybe, honestly, I think if he got tutoring, he probably wouldn't need this. Yeah, I don't know. I think that maybe we should just not be a villain also. I don't know. Every man's talking about being in his Joker era. I resonate with Joker, and it's like, oh, okay. I don't think that that was the point. Right? I love when men are like that. They'll watch something and it's like, this is so me. You could watch a movie about like a puppy killer, and men will be like, that puppy killer, me coded. And it's like, I don't think that's a good thing. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not picking up the subliminals, but I don't really think that you should aim for that. This next one says, too many women act like victims when they're the one who created the problems. Find a woman who takes responsibility, not one who gaslights you. Okay, so I actually really agree with this, because one time I hit a woman with my car and she was crying. She was fucking whining and complaining like all women do. And she was like, oh my God, my leg is broken. Oh my God, can someone help me? Oh my God. And it's like, girl, why were you in the way of my car? Yeah, I get that you were inside a building and I drove through it, but why were you not looking for me? Life is a highway. I wanna ride.
What was that supposed to be?
Anyways, I really do relate to this, because it's like, honestly, I think that's why I got arrested too, is because the fucking officer was a woman. And you know how emotional they are. Yeah, I do really agree with this. I feel like we as a society have let women lie too much, right? Like, really need to find a woman who will say that she's the problem even when she's not, but when isn't she? This is so crazy. Like, what problems are they talking about? I do have to wonder, because it's one thing if it's like, okay, yeah, sure, like, she's complaining about, like, us being in debt. Meanwhile, every Sunday night, she is just gambling her life savings away, which she doesn't have a life savings because she keeps gambling it away. But then it's like, God, I can't believe my wife is complaining that I don't spend time with her. I mean, yeah, I haven't been home in 3 years, but what a bitch, right? Like, I do need to know what exactly is she gaslighting us about, because I'm just getting the impression that we might be the problem. I don't know what's telling me this. I am getting signs. My fourth eye. Where's my third? My third eye is just opening a little bit, and I am feeling that maybe we are the issue. But I don't know. I don't have enough information to go off of. All that I know is that women gaslight. And that one woman who I hit with my car is a bitch. Fuck you. I'll be seeing you in court, and let's hope that judge is a man. Now, this one says, if a woman has the right to look for a man with a promising future, a man has the right to look for a woman with a clean past. And this feels like good advice, right? Because, like, I mean, yeah, sorry to all the, like, entrepreneurs who have been saying that they're going to write their screenplay for 6 years. Yeah, no, I don't think women should be chasing that, right? You can't go for a guy who's like, no, seriously, like, my Twitch channel is going crazy. Meanwhile, they have one viewer, and it's their mother, who still doesn't even know what a Twitch is. So, like, yeah, no, I mean, you shouldn't be shocked when you go to that, and you're like, wow, why do we have no money? And it's like, well, only one of you is working. The other's daydreaming. And it's not even really, like, good dreams. It's just, like, their Twitch channel where they, like, wait, how fuckable, rate how fuckable women are. Is that a thing? Probably. Wasn't Onision doing that? I don't know that much about Onision. Wasn't he rating women? Weren't they minors? I'm not gonna get into that. You know, that's all about, I'm not going to. But yeah, and then I also think, yeah, sure, man, like, maybe don't go for someone who has 10, like, vehicular manslaughter charges, because then you're going to go from being a passenger princess to being a passenger accomplice. a passenger survivor, but you know who didn't survive? The person that she hit with her car. Shout out Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't seem that bad. But I also feel like when they say women with clean past, they just mean women who have a body count of 0 because you're either a slut or you're pure. That's literally the only thing. If you had men do like the consensus datas, like the consensus surveys, whatever, like it would just be, are you a whore or are you a virgin? And there's no in between apparently. So yeah, I mean, but I do feel like that you should probably go for someone with a promising future and someone with a clean past. I think that that's not really a gendered thing. I think that that's just kind of a smart thing. You know, I feel like maybe more dating apps should have one of the prompts be how many people have you killed? Because ideally, I would like for that number to be 0. I mean, maybe 1 if I'm looking for a bad boy, but I think any more than like 2 or 3, and it's like, red flag. Arguably, that's worse than the fish pictures. I mean, you know, it's like murder, a picture of you holding a bass. Like, they're both dangerous. I don't know. No married man has ever dumped his parents in an old age home. An old age home? You mean a retirement home? An old age home? That's where Gen Z thinks 30-year-olds go. An old age home. That's where Gen Z is trying to send people once they say that they're in their late 20s. They're like, old age home? And it's like, what? Huh? Sorry, let me continue. Oh. Sorry, I'm looking at this. Homes break only after the wrong woman walks in wearing the title of wife. Love that wife is in quotations. They're lying about being your wife. Wife is a made-up title because all women are sluts or something. This is, where are we getting our information? Because it's gotta be on, like, Roblox, right? Like, because I don't think that this is true. I think that there's lots of people who get married and bring their parents, and I also think that there's lots of people who don't get married and don't bring their parents, right? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who are single and unemployed, and if their parents, like, needed to go into a home, it'd be like, well, girl, I'm living in your home. If your leg is broken and I'm still working on my SoundCloud career, who's gonna pay the mortgage? Spoiler alert, none of you. So yeah, what do we mean by this? I also love wearing the title of wife. Again, like, she's just, like, given herself this title. I do think that it's a mutual thing. I don't think that you can just get the title of wife unless it's an arranged marriage thing. But even then, I feel like it's not even a 2 people thing. You know, now you've got other, like, the parents, you, like, it's a whole thing. So what? I think we're just lying. I think that we're making this up. We're just like, this is like when people are like, I can't believe this is happening, and everyone's like, it's not. And they're like, yeah, but it could be. And I'm upset about that. And it's like, well, that doesn't, that doesn't really seem fair now, does it? But I do love this. This gave me a giggle and a guffaw because it's just not true. A person matures through early mornings, late nights, pains, losses, disrespect, heartbreaks. What the fuck does that say? Disappointments, not age. This is so true. Actually, I've met really mature 1-year-old orphans. They're always just like asking me about the socio-economic political climate of the world.
Like, oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
Yeah, no, I really love talking to orphans because I find that they're really mature. I'm saying goo goo gaga and they just get it. Like, they just understand what I am saying, right? This is so funny to me though, because it's early mornings, late nights, first sleep. Why don't we go to bed? Right? I'm worried about your sleep schedule. I think that you might not be maturing. I think that you might just be sleep deprived. I actually think if a lot more of you just got a good 8 hours of sleep, maybe these posts would resonate with you a little less. Yeah, I mean, pain, losses, I don't think that that is necessary for mature. What about people who have chronic migraines? Are they suddenly like Gandalf? I don't think so. I feel like we can maybe mature through growing as an individual, sure, but I don't think that that all has to be bad. I think if you're only maturing from the bad stuff, that's worrying. Ever heard of therapy? That could help you mature. I don't think these people believe in therapy, but I do just think that maybe that could really help them have a grasp on why they feel this way. I was gonna say BetterHelp. I think BetterHelp's evil. I don't know. But I really am just looking at this like, huh. I do think that ideally age should be an indicator of maturity. Actually, this feels like it was written by like a 15-year-old, and then those parents just got divorced. I'm sorry, I maybe shouldn't laugh at that. Their parents just got divorced. Like, they've been yelling in the other room while they've been playing, like, COD Zombies. And they wrote this, and they felt so fucking cool. Meanwhile, like, they're just not mature at all, right? This is something that you write at 15, and you think that this is so, like, God, this is so angsty. This is so, Meanwhile, it's like, dude, you don't know anything about maturity. You think that it's time to, like, commit a mass murder because Sally doesn't want to go to the school dance with you. My guy, you don't even know what a 401k is. Let's focus on that. Let me teach you about a Roth IRA. Why don't we focus on that as opposed to like our calculus homework, which we feel like is the end of the world. This is really funny to me though, because it really does there's something so young about this and so innocent, but also so innocently like edgy. This would go crazy on Tumblr, actually. This would do numbers on Tumblr back in the day. If it costs you money every time you see her, that's not a relationship, that's prostitution. Huh. Right. Just a question. How are you seeing her? I assume in a car, and how do you get gas for your car? Right. I actually do think that this is very funny because the first time I ever had sex, I bought $80 worth of food for us. And I was like, this is payment. I was like, this is how I'm repaying you for having sex. And I remember actually eating it was at like $70 of Red Robin, and I barely ate any of it. And I was like, okay, I'm full. And I was like, wow, I shouldn't have spent $70. I didn't eat like any of it. I'm really sorry to anyone who could have eaten that food. But yeah, I do think that this is just so funny. Like, that's prostitution. She's also probably paying money to see you. So what is that? Are you the prostitute? And this is when you start comparing, because here's the thing. If you're spending more money than she is, you're the cheap one. You're the cheap prostitute. And this is something that men should focus on, is women paying more for them so they can be the expensive prostitute. Every relationship, really, I think we need to focus on who is the cheap prostitute and who's the expensive one. Because that really is important in a relationship, I'd argue. Who is more expensive? And I always aim to be the more expensive one. I'm always cheapening out on my partner because I want them to know that they're only worth $5 an hour, right? I think that is really important to put them in their place, and I'm always doing that with all of my relationships. Even, especially my parents, even my animals, they all have to look for their food, and I say, you better be buying me Louis Vuitton, and they say, what? And I say, yeah, bitch. Isn't that right, Elise? Oh, look at her. Isn't that right? Don't I ask you for money all the time? Hey, where's rent? Hey, yo. Hi. Anyway. Now, this says, women depend on their youth and beauty. Men depend on their work and success. Which is so true because, as we all know, men have never been young or beautiful. All men are old and ugly and honestly kind of irrelevant. Name one attractive young man. Troye Sivan doesn't count, that's a twink. No, this is so funny to me. Like, I love the notion that, like, yeah, like, no man has ever, like, succeeded because they're young and pretty. I don't think that's true. I really don't. There are also successful women. Also, what do you do if you're old and ugly as a woman? Do you just have to accept that? I mean, just because you're 30 doesn't mean you should give up on life. 30 isn't old, that's a joke. I made that joke twice. It's starting to get old. Like people when they hit 30. Claire, I don't think 30's old. But no, really, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, okay, great, now I'm 60 and I got a botched nose job. Like, now what am I worth? Nothing? And what if I'm a useless man, as many are? What am I supposed to do now? Okay, yeah, my latest, like, business venture failed. Okay, sorry, I was trying to invent Hooters, but, like, again, didn't Hooters get shut down? So that's why it didn't work, clearly. What am I supposed to, how am I supposed to measure my success? Huh? I think women maybe should also be measured based on their success. I think that maybe we shouldn't view women as just, you know, based on their looks and their youth, because those things are fleeting and success can never flee. But I think that you just hate women. Something is telling me. I'm not sure what, but I am getting a vibe of the misogynistic sorts. A man becomes a slave to anything he can't walk away from. That includes pleasures, women, and bad habits. This is so true. I actually think that everyone here is a slave to oxygen, a slave to water, a slave to the truck that's about to hit you because you couldn't walk away from it. A cheetah chasing me in the jungle and I'm just walking away because, bitch, I'm not about to become a slave to that cheetah. What the fuck do I look like? A beta cuck? I don't think so. I'm gonna let that cheetah maul me because that's what alphas would do. And I am gonna beat that cheetah in a fist fight. A paw fight? Rawr. Rawr. This is so... I also love that pleasure and women are separate because gay people exist. I'm finally glad that we're really getting some queer representation. Is that what they meant? Oh, absolutely not. This person absolutely hates gay people. Actually, if you think about it, this person should really like gay people because gay people aren't, like, submitting to women at all. And isn't that the most alpha move of them all, is to marry another alpha? Or is that not right? I mean, I don't really know that much about these alpha-beta dynamics. I'm not really a Wattpad fanfic reader, as I'm assuming most of these men are. But I feel like, I don't know, surely marrying another alpha, like, is maximizing your testosterone? Does it, like, balance out? Like, if you live with someone with a lot of testosterone, do you, like, does it sink? Because, like, they say that when women live together, their period cycles sink. So if I get with someone who has, like, major testosterone, will that sink? I think maybe some trans men should try that out. They should try living with a lot of, like, super gym brat, alpha, testosterone heavy bros, and maybe it'll be, like, good for them, because it'll give them, like, natural testosterone, because I imagine it's quite expensive given how awful America is when it comes to vital medication and things that stop you from dying. I imagine that would be really good. But yeah, I mean, again, what about things like water, oxygen, you know, ice cream? I love ice cream, and am I a slave to ice cream? Also, I think maybe white men should maybe not say the word slave. I feel like you comparing yourself to a slave feels a little problematic. Not that these people care about woke, liberal, snowflake, PC culture, but I do just feel like me saying, yeah, I'm a slave to my smoking addiction, and it's like, huh, you're a slave, John? John Whiteman, really? Are you sure? I don't think you are. I feel like maybe we shouldn't be saying this. True friends are like stars. You can only see them when it's dark around you. And with that, I'm gonna close my lights, turn my lights off. Noticing how there was no one else in the room when I did that? That's because I'm surrounded by fake biatches. I'm about to send a mass text to everyone I know that I'm through with their two-timing, backstabbing bitch asses, because they clearly don't give a fuck about me. Otherwise, my eyes are closed. I don't see anyone. Where are they? What does this mean? I'm assuming they're supposed to mean that when times are tough, that your friends will show themselves. But, like, this is just so funny. Also, I love that, like, these are just random men in this photo. They could fucking hate each other. They probably do. They're probably fucking random, like, stock models. I mean, this isn't giving stock. But I also, it's not even dark in this photo, so are these real friends? How am I gonna know? What does this mean? When it's dark around you, blind people must, like, really understand who their friends are. It must be really easy for that. If you want to know if your friends are, like, real or not, honestly, just take out your eyeballs and suddenly it's going to become really evident. Yeah, you're going to lose sight, but you know what you'll still have sight of? Your friendships. And isn't that what's most important? Is your alpha dude bros? That's what I think. No, but seriously, what does this mean? When it's darkest is when your friends will come. What does darkest mean? Because I don't necessarily expect my friends to loan me money for my ketamine addiction, or, like, to support me when I'm becoming, like, awful. Like, I'm trying to start an underground, like, children's boxing ring, and my friends are just not giving me their children. Like, okay, so they fucking hate me and want me to die, and they suck. Like, I don't know, maybe they don't suck. You should maybe not do that, though. Maybe you should, like, not do that. But hey, who am I to stop you? You know what? I'm just a omega. That's not... And here I was saying I didn't know anything about fucking omega, beta, alpha dynamics, ABO. Why aren't there more than that, though? Why? What about sigma? What about theta? What about, kappa? Where are they? I'd like to know. Don't try to understand women. Women understand women and they hate each other. I've seen this post a million times. I have seen, like, an iteration of this post so many times and I fucking hate it. And again, why are these posts so low-key homosexual? It really is. It's like, I think a lot of men, if they realized that they were just gay, would live happier lives and maybe be less misogynistic. Or maybe more, I don't know. There's a lot of misogynistic gay people. But at least their misogyny wouldn't be affecting these women, right? At least they wouldn't be in the dating pool. At least a woman wouldn't have to go to an awful first date where her mother suddenly falls sick in the middle of the day and she has to leave, right? I think that it would just be better for all of us if men just went out with each other. Truly, utterly, and completely. Because, what do you mean women understand women and they hate each other? I mean, yeah, like, some women suck. That's just how relationships work, my guy. Have you never had friends? Do you like every single man you interact with? The answer should be no, because a lot of them are awful. I do think that this maybe says something about the fact that men will just kind of stick with men regardless of how bad they are for some reason. Because I don't know. I do just think ideally, like, yeah, you're not going to be friends with everyone. Why is that so hard for them to grasp? Also, I don't know. I think a lot of women do like each other. A lot of my female friends also have other female friends. And they absolutely, like, that's, like, their girl. Like, that is their girl. My female friendships, I would not want to be on this earth without my female friendships, because women are so amazing and talented and wonderful. Honestly, why would I want to be friends with men? Men understand men and they kill each other pretty frequently. Ever heard of war? I'm just saying. I think when it comes to kind of bitching about each other sometimes to shooting each other, I'm going to have to side with the women. I don't know, man. Is that a hard concept to grasp? It shouldn't be. My car will shine more than her filtered face. What? I mean, I do think that this is true, but also, like, that's good. I don't think when you shine, I don't think your face should be giving glowstone. I don't think your face should be able to be used as, like, a traffic light. Right? Like, also, though, in the same vein, your car should not be giving the Las Vegas Strip, right? Like, I shouldn't be... Some of these bitches, though, in their high beams, like, oh my god. Yeah, your car is gonna shine more. I mean, unless the filter you're using is, like, brightness 100. Like, unless the filter you're using is the pearly gates of heaven, I don't think that your face is really going to be shining that much. And it really shouldn't be. I do know that there are those people who are like, look at my skin because I use retinol. And it's like, why are we using retinol? You're 21. Somehow I think that there's maybe other factors at play. For example, your 10 different stage lights, studio lights might be helping. Also your primer and foundation. But I'm not gonna, hey, I'm not gonna shame women for using makeup. I will shame you for telling women that they should not use it, but you still use it. But that's not what this conversation is about. I guess I'm just confused, right? Like why are we saying this? It means nothing. It means literally nothing, my guy. Oh my God. Men love one thing more than other men, and that's their cars, for some reason. You really do stop to wonder if they saw the Cars movie and suddenly it was growing. Suddenly they were trying to get auto insurance from Johnson and Johnson, and the auto insurance was to ensure that they would be getting some auto, if you know what I mean. And I hope you don't. Because what the hell did I just say? Someone should shoot me, actually. That was fucking sick what I just said. What the hell? And the last post I have is actually something I've had saved for months now because I'm like, I want to do something. I need to show someone this post because it's crazy. Only effeminate males enjoy being around babies and puppies. Children come to me when it's useful and has some baseline human ability for character building and teaching. Dogs stay away from me until it's ready to serve and obey. Oh my God, it's so cute. Absurd to those without vaginas. Are you okay? Did your mother not, ever, give you a kiss on the forehead? Did she never say good job? Did your dad never hug you? Have you never experienced anyone saying, I really enjoy your presence? Has no one ever texted you to say happy birthday? Are you okay? This has to be satire. I'm hoping it's satire because what? Me kicking my son to the curb because he's not trying to tell me anything useful. Me literally going past a shelter and punting each puppy into the sun because it's not saying heel when I tell it to. What does this mean? Huh? Do men relate to this? I hope not. If a man told me this, I would be like, that's interesting. I'd like to get my hands on your brain and use it for science, because what? I just think that this is so crazy, and the fact that someone tweeted this and said, oh yeah, this is gonna do numbers. I'm sure it's doing numbers. In, some study. Right? What? Huh? I'm just dead. This is so insane, because what do you mean you don't enjoy puppies? And you don't see a little baby and you see its hand and you're like, look at it, little hand, and look at its feet, look at it, little feet, the little shoes. And you don't look at a puppy and you're like, oh my God, look at that puppy, look at that puppy. You're not doing that. You're just going, oh, fucking useless piece of shit. Huh? That's not okay. I think you should maybe get a milkshake. I think that if you had a milkshake, your eyes would open and suddenly you'd realize that life is worth living. What do you do for fun? Shoot? Nothing? You just fire your gun when you're bored? You're just bang, 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 and you just hope something happens? What's going on, my guy? I think you might need a little bit of help. Not even might, you definitely need a bit of help, my guy. I'm worried, genuinely. So that was fun. I think I'm really ready to be a man. I think I just have to slut shame, have sex with other men, and apparently not like puppies. I don't know, man. I hope if you ever find a man that truly interacts with this and likes it, you run. And if you don't run, girl, I can't help you. That one's on you. I'm sorry. I tried getting you out of this. Yeah. If you liked this, you should you should girl. Okay. You should and subscribe or something. That would be really slay. And pray for me because I work in the floral industry and it's Mother's Day and I want to die. So pray for me. But with all that said, heart emoji, smiley face emoji,